I do happen to like some abusers who have a bit of reality to them. Like late Arthur Hasselhoff III. He was totally awful, but not as abusive. Not even close. Abuse is abuse. Some is a lot worse than others. So why he was not as bad to me is because he was not in my life. For one, he was for 6 months. I was in a motorcycle accident. I paid for his way in the apartment with my motorcycle check. And because I was sheltered my whole life, very sad my whole life. Not taught anything. I don't know what to do. I didn't know anything about Lancaster. There were community meals. Now, I don't know when they would have started them. I guess they had them the whole time. Well, I mean, when I was, in 2006, I was thrown around like a rag doll and where my children lived, so I couldn't stay there. Well, if I knew every morning there was a place to go for breakfast and St. Anne's to go for lunch and Crispus Attucks, they had Crispus Attucks way back then. Not anymore. They have 2 days. Tuesdays and Thursdays, something like that. But every single day they had Crispus Attucks. I would have went. I was young. I would have went to every breakfast. I would have went to every, in 2006, every single Crispus Attucks. I would have went to all the meals. And that would have been super mentally healthy for me to go and cry on the shoulders of the people who serve the meal. And if some of them wouldn't want to hear it, then I could have been able to pick up on that. It would have been very, very good for me, mental health wise. Mentally, I had mental breakdowns because of all my abusers. My late husband, James Lester Sapin, and paternal narcissists were the absolute worst. To actually say, it's all in your head. You're crazy. You make up stories. You had the best childhood. I know. I heard all the rumors. Yeah. You had the best childhood. You are super crazy because you had the best childhood. I mean, if your first thoughts are suicide, hey, man, there's something up. Something that the parent did. And this poor little girl, I only met her once. And she was a young teenager, and she says, I was suicidal when I was 8. And it's the parent's fault. It's the parent's fault. He made your thoughts suicidal. Unfortunately, my first thoughts were suicide. Unfortunately, I just always hated myself. I hated my body. I hated myself so much. I felt so dirty. And that was my first beginnings. When you're 1 to 6, how you're brought up. If you're thrown around like a rag doll, I mean, physically thrown around, that's where I came from. And I don't care if I had an older brother or sister. Well, your older siblings, they never saw you. They wouldn't. People don't do that in front. And then even if they do, it's totally ignored. It's really, really sad that it's totally ignored. Great little doggies. Yes, it's so sad. God, abuse. Abuse is abuse, but then there's severe abuse. And if you're a child, you, unfortunately, that has a mark on you. Yes. And I disagreed with the little baby, the nice interview with Kat Burnett and Vicky. Saying that, of course, Eunice, they didn't say was the abuser, but Eunice had big dreams and put down Eunice all the time. And Eunice took that as a hook to not do anything and to have her blame her mom, because to have her low self-esteem, but she can blame her mom. Just characters, but they played real life roles that everyone could connect with. You don't, again, 1 to 6, you're impressionable. You're in a hypnotic state when, as a kid, unfortunately, to your parent's always putting you down. You're going to hear that. And then these characters, she was the one, Eunice was the one, and then there was the daughter, I forget, Sally and Philip or something, the older siblings, who always looked up to it. She was always put down. So it's not an excuse. It's reality that the character Eunice can blame the character Mama for her low self-esteem and blame her mama for never getting anywhere in life, because in all reality the person has to break away. And unfortunately, you know, mine was a lot worse, being I guess it's traumatized with sexual abuse. It's traumatized, so. And the physical part. You know, Eunice, the character, would never ever have experienced that. And, you know, I mean, my brother said, "Last time Mom held you up by the leg, and you could have dropped, and you would have died." That's not funny. That's trauma right there that I wouldn't remember, but it doesn't matter. Being thrown against the wall, that my older siblings didn't see her, hear her, you know, I mean, why would you take that in? Why would you take that in? What? So basically, at least my sister's husband said, there were, old film taken of us. And this one guy, Patrick, he died. I think his name is Patrick O'Leary. What's an Irish name now? Patrick O'Leary. It's Patrick O'Leary. He loved my mom. He was obsessed and loved my mother. And he took all this old film that my dad took film of, and my sister's husband was like, "Tara's always so sad in all of the footage. Why is she so sad? She's never smiling. She always has a sad face." Well, yeah, I'm suicidal. That's why. So yeah, and in the character, I had 3 rabbits. So Eunice, the character, she had a little Fluffy. What a name. I used She didn't have anybody else but the little animal to all her problems too and everything. And the mom decided to eat it for dinner. So, that was great. For me, okay, so, like, my severe abuse, like, yeah, that's severe abuse for a kid. It is. To have the parent, take a personal belonging, and especially an alive animal, their love, a little alive thing, and harm it. That's real bad. That's when you get into evil. Okay, these are just characters, but yeah, that's when everyone knows the stupid movie like where the cat was boiled on the Fatal Attraction. Oh my god, the daughter's rabbits, like. He found out she did that. He beat her up. And thank God that the wife was able to. She was able to end her life in that time. Violence, super violence, but it ended well. But horrifying that It's not funny. It's really insane how some people are. And pretending that narcissist was that way with me. I was, when I got back from, got back from Delaware, and there was a guy that liked me. Now, it was a mean guy, but whatever. Pretending that narcissist was a lot meaner. I was mad, and I just left his place. He never, ever respected me. So he expects me to sit around for an hour, waiting on his phone call. I mean, that's rude as hell. You go and visit someone, and they're on the phone, and they're talking for over a half hour. I slept. Bye. He followed me. He followed me downtown. Oh my god, with COVID, he had this retarded little mask that was clear. Just following me with his little crutches, following me downtown. Oh my god. To like the heart of the statues. I'm like, what the hell? You followed me like, what, 1, 2, 3 blocks? The hell are you doing? I had to see if you're okay. I had to see what you're doing. What the fuck? Stalking me. Just like he stalked me at my counselor's office in his car. No, that's insane. Stalking is insane. On another person's life, my horrifying. To have, an insane person after you. But, God, all you ever do is bring, everything he touches turns to shit, not gold. All his negative, he's so negative. Well, you never do anything right. What's wrong with you? You don't appreciate anything. You're so awful. What have you ever done? You just, you're a nightmare. Who would ever put up with you? No one could ever put up with you. No one could ever live with you. When all in reality, he's taken off his mask and thrown it on me. Nobody could ever live with him. No one could ever put up with him. Okay, it's a little bit long. I got some points across. So